Today, the Cup, of course, is the last on the card. Sparkling weather conditions, so let's check it out. Here he is, Rod Gallagher.
Well, the man or the voice of racing here at Alice Springs is Craig Sant. You've no doubt seen before, he did the late mail so adeptly in Darwin during the Cup Carnival. Craig, how do you think this meeting shapes up?
Yeah, not too bad, Rod. A few of the races early on are a little bit low on numbers, but overall, it's it's a pretty good card. The better races are later in the day, and I think that's where we can find a couple of good things.
Well, what are your good things for the day?
Well, I think in the race 5, the William Inglis and Son Red Centre Classic, number 5, in fact, number 4, Shrewd Ace for Viv Oldfield is the way to go. Good last start effort behind Our Last Resort. Drawn better today with Paul Denton aboard, and I think you'll get all the luck in the running, and he should be an each way quote. So in race 5, number 4, Shrewd Ace.
Well, the Cup, of course, is the big one, the 4X Gold Cup. What do you like in that?
Like Duchovny, number 5, cannot go past him on his last start run in the Chief Minister's Cup. He drops back to 54.5 kilos this afternoon. Any luck in running, he's going to be in the picture. He won the race last year, and he's going just as well this year, Rodney. Looks the one to beat in the Cup, Duchovny.
Well, you did the Phantom call at the Calcutta yesterday, and it won then. It's got to back up in the next day.
And I've done 2 Phantom calls, and both times they've run pretty poorly, so I didn't see Katrina Green there yesterday, but I don't think she'll enjoy the news that I've called it first in the Phantom call yesterday. But on facts and figures, Rod, I can't go past it.
Any dangers?
I think maybe in the form of edge to edge, the Kenny Rogerson trained galloper. Paul Denton takes the ride, should get a good run. Up and coming type, he looks the main danger for mine. And number 1, Furnish, coming off good Adelaide form, good effort behind Duchovny last start in the Chief Minister's Cup, and it's got to be hard to beat in the run of the line.
All right, mate, call well.
Thanks, Roddy. Good luck.
Thank you. Craig Sant there. He's the caller at Alice Springs. You'll be hearing him throughout the day.
Thanks, Rod and Craig. Good luck to him today there for a big day at Alice Springs. And the second, this interesting 2-year-old race now coming up. April at 8.60, and the outsider, Masked Lady. All right, we're going to go back to Alice Springs, and Rod has Mick Stumbles with him for the late mail.
Well, shaping up for the first race today on Cup Day at Alice Springs, doing the late mail for us is Mick Stumbles, one of the voices of the Northern Territory. Mick, what did you come up with in the first?
Very strong wraps on Not Abandoned and also Belando in the first, Rod, but I'm going for Not Abandoned. He's coming back from the Guineas, running second to Delway in that race, meets him 2 kilos better. They're back to 1,200. I believe that Not Abandoned's freshened up very well, and I expect him to be very hard to beat. The top weight, Delway, he's a good chance, and watch Belando. They tell me this horse has got a very big future.
Only a small field, but plenty of interest.
Looks that way.
Good on you, Mick. Mick's numbers in the first are 2, 1 and 4. And good luck if you're having a bet.
Thanks, Rod. And Mick there is a legend around them there neck of the woods, and he'll be bringing you the late mail at Alice Springs today. Not Abandoned favourite in front of Belanto, Delway. Not much in it with those 3. And then April at 9.30. The race is over the 1,200.
Standing up well here. They make a nice line. Masked Lady out wide. A little edgy. The remaining 4 standing well. Bel Santo the inside. Red light on for the first. Looks like we're about to go. Stand well. Maybe just holding him a touch here. Not Abandon the middle of the line, April. Couple of light fields to get things underway, and then we'll settle into a good cards racing. He's just waited for that race at Horsham, which was great, and now we look set to go. Trev Wapel's happy with him, and he lets him go in the opening event on the card, the centre bet class 6, and away nicely Bellanto the inside. Masked Lady deep out, ridden for early speed. Delway settling back into 3rd spot, on settling down from Not Abandoned, who'll lob into a good spot 4th, and April gets back at the tail. Not a lot of speed on 900 metres left to go. Bellanto well in the market, shows the way, a neck in front of Masked Lady going up 2nd. 3rd, the leader's back, Delway, 1 out, 1 back, Not Abandoned, getting a good run 4th and a length back to April, but he's only about 4 lengths away from the leader, which is Bellanto. Looking to go go back-to-back on the track here and travel sweetly off the back, shows the way. A length in front of Masked Lady. Delway third, the leader's back. The Guineas winner getting every chance, and the Guineas runner-up, Not Abandoned, close enough if good enough. And April just behind him, about to track wide and look for it to get into clearer running as they would turn for home at the 400-metre mark. And Belanto slipped a bit of rain here, got away too in front of Delway, immediately under pressure. Not Abandoned didn't handle the bend at all well off the track, straightening up. April going in between runners, and Masked Lady the last one, but Belanto down past the 200-metre mark had dashed away. April, Delway and Not Abandoned are only battling, but Belanto, Peter Moody, the trainer, in great form, and Belanto goes on to score by 7 lengths on the line. April got up the run second. I reckon Delway's held on for third. Not Abandoned fourth, disappointing, and the last over the line was Masked Lady. Belanto coming off a good last win here against pretty much maiden company, taking the step up in class this afternoon, and has been able to lead pretty much from barrier to box, with Tim Norton, the leading local jockey, getting the job done in good style. Good front-running rider, Timmy Norton, and he was able to dictate. There was no speed on in the early part, and he's been able to score in very soft fashion. Plenty of disappointments in the race. April getting home late will probably grab that second prize. We'll just get that confirmed. Delway along the inside, battling out the minor end of the prize from Not Abandoned, who was a little bit disappointing this afternoon. He seemed to lose his way approaching the home turn, and that put pay to his chances. Number 4, Belanto, Peter Moody, who won the Pioneer Sprint on Saturday with Aotearoa. He's won that by 7 lengths on Saturday, and I reckon Belanto's gone close to doing the same here. He's a 3-year-old bay gelding, Bellotto Antonelli, trained by Peter Moody, and Alice Springs' number 1 jockey at the moment, Timmy Norton. Second going to 3, Apiary. He's a bay gelding 3, Desert Prince, Honeybee Quick for the R. Lamprick, A. Simpson, G. Oldham and J. Lovery owners. K. Lamprick, the trainer, and Barry Huppert's the jockey, and third going to 1, Delway, the inside. Hanging on is owned by J. Coleman, J. Cooper and M. Batchelor, 3-year-old bay gelding, Archway, Revenging Angel, Algie Trengrove for Ben Cornell.
All right, there you go. That's the first at Alice Springs, and a very easy win to Belanto, 4-3-1 after the first. 40 over Apiary and Delway, 13.70 and 41.70 was the trifecta, 4-3-1.
These to come forward, Mrs. Hogan to move in. She's a toey thing, Mrs. Hogan. You get the impression just...
So head back to Rod with Mick Stumbles.
Well, back here at Alice Springs, we're coming up to the invitation for the jockeys. Mick, how do you see this race?
Well, I thought the top weight Strategic would be a bit of value, Rod, but there's been good support for it with Terry Lillis, he's telling me. Looks okay. Not in the race book. It did run third here on Saturday. It was a fair effort, so I think it'll be hard to beat today.
With Claire Lindop on board.
Exactly. Isn't she a nice young lass too?
Lovely little girl.
Yeah. Good run edging around on Saturday. He's a horse that has had one starter on this track over this distance for a win. He looks well. And the other one I think that's got a chance in the race is La Mexa, the stablemate of edging around. It's the fresh horse on the scene.
All right, Mick, so your number's 1-3-5 in the second.
Thanks, Rod.
Good on you, mate. Mick Stumbles, that's the way he sees the invitation. It's coming up soon.
Okay. Rod, Claire Lindop is a lovely little girl, and that lovely little girl is now talking with Rod.
Back here at Alice Springs, we're coming up to the second race, and one of the most popular riders in Australia is here, Claire Lindop. Claire, been to Alice before?
No, I haven't. It was very good for the Alice Springs Turf Club to invite me up here. I'm really enjoying it so far.
What do you think about the track?
I've been for a walk. I have ridden on dirt tracks before, so I'm hoping that my horses will race forward and we can get some money.
You've got quite a few rides, Strategic in the second. Do you know much about them?
Yeah, well, I think obviously I drew him out last night. I was quite pleased to draw Strategic. He's got very good form. Obviously entitled to be top weight, so we're just hoping that he can carry the weight. But he's a big horse, that shouldn't be a problem.
So, but you've got quite a few other rides. You've got Wolf Trap in the third, Buran in the fourth, Shirley's Boy in the fifth, Almighty Yeller in the seventh, and then in the Cup, Smiling Eyes.
That's right, I ride for the Oldfield. I have ridden this horse when it raced at Adelaide in its previous campaign. It looks to be well suited in the race. Got him well at 53 kilos. So yeah, cross fingers.
Well, Claire, you're having a great run of success, and I hope it spills over here to Alice today.
Thanks very much.
And maybe it's a topical tip, Smiling Eyes.
Thanks, Rod.
Claire Lindop there has got a very busy day here at Alice Springs on Cup Day.
Yeah, she's great, isn't she? And there you go. A bit of flirting with Rod there at Alice Springs, edging around Strategic, La Mexa, Lady Archer and Karashim in order there for the second. It's 3 minutes away. We'll take a break. We're back with more shortly on Sky.
This invitation jockeys race here, class 4, 1200 metres, red light on. They make a good line. Starter looks happy with them. Strategic drawn the inside. They're set and racing. Yeah, got away in a good line too. Strategic bounced out nicely. Karashim ridden hard. The Grey's trying to surge up into an early position, and there goes edging around, going forward, and it looks like it'll take up the front running role. Getting back off the speed now, Lady Archer to settle fourth, and La Mexa getting back at the tail. Settling fully into stride now, and Greg Childs taking edging around here in the invitation away, a half in front of Karashim for Peter Losh. Sits up second, running third. Strategic for Claire Lindop, nicely placed, running down the back of the course. A couple back to Lady Archer for John Grisdale, just losing its posse a little bit, working off the back. And last of all, La Mexa for the Territories, Tim Norton. 500 metres left to go. It's edging around, bowling along nicely, a half in front of Karashim. Not a lot of pressure here at the top end. Strategic getting to third, and it looks like Lindop's looking to get out 3 wide to put in a claim, but she is hard at it. A couple back then to La Mexa's only battling, and Lady Archer last of all, straightening up. 250 to go, and Childs given edging around a little bit more rain. He slipped away from Karashim. Down the outside, Strategic's only battling. La Mexa, Lady Archer, but at the 100 metre mark, and it's edging around. Childs goes for it now, but no danger of defeat here. Karashim and Strategic battle out the minors, but edging around all the way. Wins it 3 on the line. Seconds tight, maybe Strategic the outside from Karashim. A gap then to Lady Archer, and the last over the line was La Mexa. Nice win to number 3, edging around, coming off a nice effort on Saturday when was beaten by a smart one in Moon God, but wasn't a bad effort. But today Greg Childs able to dictate terms to a nicety in front aboard edging around, and has been able to get away with a pretty easy run in the middle stages and move away for a soft win. Second goes to number 4, Karashim, who's been able to hold on, one of the outsiders, battling on well for Peter Losh from New South Wales. And third to number 1, Strategic, Claire Lindop, of course not instructed not to use the whip on that galloper, and it's whacked away into third spot. Officially fourth looked like maybe number 5, La Mexa, who was always well back, and Lady Archer has only battled in the run to the line.
Thanks, Craig. Yeah, travelled easily, didn't it? Edging around, and Greg Childs wins the invitation over Karashim and Strategic. 1660 Quinella and 6530 Trifecta 341 after race 2 from Alice Springs. Doomben, it was Pontier Dan Ballard, 5:10-1. Alice Springs was edging around. Greg Charles over Karashim and Strategic, 1660 and 65:30 the Trifecta 341. Canterbury.
Well, here at Alice Springs, we're working through the program, coming up to race 3. A very busy jockey, Jared Lorenzini, rode in Adelaide at the weekend, then flew up here yesterday.
Flew up this morning, right? Yes.
And you're riding Irish Intrigue in the next event.
Yes, he's only been beaten 4 lengths last start, so hopefully he can improve on that today.
And in race 4, Spin Dusty?
Spin Dusty, yeah, he's second up from a spell. His form was a little bit average in Adelaide before a bit of a break, so hopefully he's coming up well.
And in race 5, 21 Gun, can it fire?
Well, I hope so. It's a first starter, so it's going to be new at the track, and there's 12 in the field, so it could be a bit green, but hopefully she goes all right.
You've obviously been here before to Alice?
Not to Alice, I've been up to Darwin, but the first time to Alice, so looking forward to it.
Hopefully first time lucky, and of course you've got your big carnival coming up in Adelaide. Any good rides there?
Should have a couple, hopefully. I've got, there's a couple of nice ones there, a Cost and a couple of horses like that are running good races at the moment, so hopefully they keep going.
Mate, enjoy your first trip to Alice, and good luck over the Adelaide Carnival.
Thanks very much, Rod.
Jared Lorenzini there. He's riding Irish Intrigue in the third. Then he rides Spin Dusty, and he rounds off his day on 21 Gun, and maybe it'll salute.
Yes, they keep those lines coming, Rod. He's having a big day there at Alice Springs. And good luck to Jared too. Now at Werribee, they're moving dollars. Cartoon Heroes at 11, and the 12 and the 5 making up the top 8. At Gilpie now the favourite. It's been best back late. Number 3 into 310. 7 starts, 2 wins and a placing. Okay, we can look at all that now, but I hope you had something on it at those nice odds. Alice Springs 260, Jilpy the favourite here for this the third event, and has had very good backing too to win this. 530 Bright Vision is the second elect. Then you've got 670 for Geodude, Peter Losh riding there today too. But outside of those, Irish Intrigue, it's had support at 690. Lion Pride, it's at 910. And of course Greg Childs, who's ridden a winner, rode the last winner, and it's at 910. Cartoon Heroes given a chance at 960, and the 12 and 5 make up the top ones there. But Jilpy the favourite. It's won a couple of times on this track, is a gelding by Blevik. Let's get the late mail from Rod and Mick.
Race 3 coming up, Mick. It's the Class 6. What have you come up with for the late mail?
Well, I only want one in betting, Rod. That's Jilpy. Won the Derby in Darwin last year, ran third in the Cup. Nice run last start. Should be improved by the run. The 1600 suits today. Looks very, very hard to beat. I think if you're looking for a little bit of value, Lion Pride, 4 runs back, stepping up to 1600. Badly drawn, but Greg Childs hopefully will offset that. He's good value at around $11. I think he'd be hard to beat. And there is a bit of a tip floating around for Irish Intrigue.
All right, so your number's 3, 2, 7. You're giving a rough chance to Lion Pride to beat the favourite and also Irish Intrigue.
Well, I'm hoping so, Rod. Put it that way.
Good on you, Mick. Mick stumbles. That's his numbers for race 3, 3, 2 and 7.
All right, Rod and Mick, thank you. I'm about to move them in there at Alice Springs for the running of this third event. Okay, we've got Jilpy the favourite. Geodude now 590. Irish Intrigue 630. That late support too comes now for Lion Pride. Bright Vision, of course, given a chance, and then Cartoon Hero. The race after...
Race 3. Started getting into position, so they look set. I can see the red light. I know that much. Here we go. Class 6. All ready. Steady down. Attendants may be working to 1 out wide. He looks happier now. Set. And racing, away they go. They'll come into view here shortly. I can tell you Jubes is going back in the early part. And Geodude emerged as an early leader. Jilpy the inside bounced out nice, but there's a bit of pressure coming across in the form of Barrow and also Cartoon Hero 3 out. Lion Pride's off the track, settling down. Getting reasonably handy there, Mr. Cardin from Bright Vision, who's back about midfield. 1 off the fence, Jilpy. He's tucked away midfield on the rail. A gap then to Jubes, who's got back to 4th last. Ollie back 3rd last from Wolf Trap, and Irish Intrigue got back to the tail. 1,000 metres left to go. Geodude got a soft lead. Leads a neck in front of Cartoon Hero. Lion Pride 3 out, no luck. A length back to Barrow, then the leader's back, and Bright Vision nicely placed. He's 5th, nice and handy, working down the back of the course. Out a little bit deep there, Mr. Cardin. Now trying to improve there was Jubes. Irish Intrigue off around the outside in the yellow cap. Tucked away, Jilpy the inside. He needs a bit of luck. Ollie's back 2nd last, and Wolf Trap last. Off the back they go. 600 left to go, and the leader is Geodude. A neck in front of Cartoon Heroes, up attacking a fair way out. Lion Pride hard it out 3 up, and continues to run on fairly. A gap the Bright Vision, who's starting to work home okay from Barrow the inside. Irish Intrigue deep off the track. Jilpy getting out now and starting to run on, but he's got a bit to do straightening up. And wide out there, Jubes only battling, straightening. 250 to go. Lion Pride, it's been a big effort, but he's gone up to Cartoon Hero. Geodude struggles to the inside. Bright Vision and Jilpy right down the outside are coming with runs, but at the 100 metre mark, Lion Pride the leader. Here's Bright Vision and Jilpy late on the scene. Cartoon Hero the insider, driving go. Jilpy the outside's got into score. Tight the minor, Bright Vision or Lion Pride. That was a huge effort. He battled on well from Cartoon Hero close up, and then Geodude. Barrow Ollie didn't come on well back in the field, then to Jubes. Wolf Trap back behind those Mr. Cardin and Irish Intrigue, the last one home. Timed his run to perfection, Benny Grimston aboard Jilpy, and he has been set for this beautifully by trainer Katrina Green. He got back into an awkward spot, settling down, and Grimston riding for a little bit of luck. He got out wide, straightening up, and he's come with a well-timed run to get the prize. We'll get that confirmed, but I can tell you past the post that Benny Grimston was a fairly confident young fellow aboard number 3 Jilpy, and the number goes into the frame. Tight the minors. Bright Vision was right there. He's battled on fairly well. Had a good run in transit though, and when Riddler let him down, he got to the line okay and gets the second prize, number 6, Bright Vision. And the third number will go to 2, Lion Pride. That was the big run of the race, never on the track. Childs was hard at it a fair way out, but he's battled on fairly well. In fact, down past the 200-metre mark, he in fact reached the lead, but the horses with the softer run in transit have been able to get to the line over the top of him. 362 confirmed. We wait for the 4th and 5th to be semaphore.
Yeah, nice performance. The favourite only just getting there, Jilpy, over Bright Vision and Lion Pride. 362 after an exciting finish to the 3rd at Alice Springs. Now, Doomben first 4, 11,572.20 on that previous with the jackpot.
Hold up is here at the moment. But the favoured way here is Clever Fox at $3.10.
Keith Hillier's there, and he's all dressed up for the conditions there at Alice Springs. He's with Rod.
Well, back here at Alice Springs, there's almost a touch of Banjo Patterson about it because they've come from near and far. And Keith Hillier's made the trip to the Red Centre, and I love the hat.
Oh, do you? Thanks, Rod. First time back here for 12 years for me. What a picturesque racecourse in the valley of the McDonald Ranges. Just beautiful, isn't it?
I admire your geography anyway. I know the Todd River, that's about all. But you've
Talking about the Todd River, it's famous in Australia, isn't it? Because they have on that, and they're training for it already, the Henley on the Todd. There's never any water in the Todd, so they run inside the boats. But I think it was 4 years ago they had to cancel because it rained and there was water in the river.
Well, there you are. You've just heard another version of a boat race from Keith Hillier. Keith, they really enjoy their racing here, though, don't they?
Yeah, look, you've been to Darwin many times, I know that, and this is similar. The Territorians love their racing. They've come from everywhere. The Darwinites are complaining about the cold. They said, this is unbearable. It's 20 degrees, and the Melbourne people are saying, how nice, and you're in between, I suppose.
No, well, there's plenty of warmth here. Keith, what do you like in the Cup?
I think there's a roughie with a chance in the Cup, Rod. Grey Desert to be ridden by Greg Childs. It's $21 at present. It's got pretty consistent form. The favourite, Da Vinci, it's going to be the one to beat because it won last year and has 3.5 kilos less. I don't know how that happened, but I've already had something each way. Number 2 in the Cup, Grey Desert, Greg Childs. We saw his form winning the previous race, and the best tip of the day is coming up in race 4, number 3, Flying Coat.
Good on you, Keith.
Just win.
Good on you, Keith. I hope you fill that hat with money.
If I don't, I'll sell it to you.
I hope I got enough to buy it because both of us going to enjoy a few 4Xs later in the day. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you, Rod.
All right, and Keith's tipping us what? He's tipped a Flying Cape, eh? But there's the ratings. Chigwidden, Milestones, both rate the 100. Upton and Buran, 1725. As we check them out here. Chigwidden, 450, 850 for Upton. Flying Cape, 570, so it's an open race. Buran is the favourite there, Claire Lindop's ride. It's at 410. 660 Milestones and Saratoga Boy at $11. You got a little money Spin Dusty and the Red-Faced Rat. The Rat is at 9.10 for the 4th in 11 minutes from now. Flying Cape at 5.20, very open race. Milestones, Upton and the Red-Faced Rat. Let's head for Alice Springs to get the late mail from Rod and Mick.
Well, coming up now to race 4, the Ready Mix Class 2. Mick, how do you see it?
Well, only one again like Jilpy, which got the money, Rod. Everything's for Flying Cape here. As soon as they went up at around about $3, they were into it, and big money, not little money, plenty of it. This is the sort of distance that suits him. He won well in Darwin last start, and the 1400 here today should suit him.
What about the dangers?
I think Upton will be hard to beat. He beat every time last start, and every time was pretty impressive, winning here on Saturday. So he's good odds now that the money's come for Flying Cape. And Chigwidden, the last start winner, also looks a good chance. But all the rage, Flying Cape.
Yeah, that boy Ben Grimston, who rode Jilpy, he rode it well, and he's on Upton.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a good chance of getting a double, doesn't it?
Well, mate, plenty of activity in the ring.
Yeah, for this race in particular.
Good on you, Mick Stumbles. He likes in race 4, 3 Flying Cape to beat 2 Upton and 1 Chigwidden.
All right, thanks to Mick and Rod there at Alice Springs. They head to the start, and the money has come on the tote for Flying Cape. first up today. He's never won first up before, but certainly a lot of money to suggest that he can win this. Chig Widden is to be ridden by one of the locals, Tim Norton. He won the first event on the card on Belanto, and Tim is now, well, just short time ago, caught up with Rod.
Well, he's already ridden a winner today at Alice Springs, Tim Norton. He got away to a good start in the first.
Yeah, got away with a good start to the first. He's a lovely little horse, and I've always liked him. We put the blinkers on him today, and he really showed his true form.
Yeah, Belanto's first out, first home.
Yeah, well, that's it. We sort of like to keep it like that.
Timmy, let's have a look at your rides for the rest of the day in race 4, Chig Widden.
Chig Widden, like I like the horse. Like he'd have to be one of my favourite horses in the stables. He's an absolute gentleman, and he really does. You can race anywhere with him, and hopefully, well, we can be right there at the finish today.
We come to almost an unpronounceable one in race 5, Suranaja.
Suranaja, he's a little 2-year-old, and we've got high hopes for him, and sort of this time we brought him back for this prep, and he hasn't sort of really come on with it. I reckon he's just still got a little bit more growing to do, and he should come back as a nice 3-year-old.
Just roughly, what does the name mean?
Suranaja, it's supposed to mean striking cobra.
Oh, well, that might be show a bit of venom in this race. Race 6, you're riding Cherry Bay.
Cherry Bay, yeah, she's a lovely big mare, and we got her up here from Port Lincoln from actually one of my old bosses, and she showed a little bit of toe on the track, and hopefully we can show something today.
And we in race 7, Scotro.
Scotro, well, he's just a speed machine. Like, he's just going to jump and run along as he always does, and well, hopefully we can hang on for that one.
And then finally the Cup, Son of Grace.
Son of Grace, he's a genuine old campaigner. He ran 3rd in the Dale Cup last year, and well, we're really hoping for a repeat effort today.
Well, you've got 1 home, maybe 5 more to come.
Oh, well, hopefully.
Good on you, Tim. Thanks very much.
No worries. Thank you.
Tim Norton there. He's been one of the stars up in the territory, and he's got some good chances coming up.
Okay, there's some of the characters there today at Pioneer Park, and there's plenty of the 4X going down too. It's going down well, obviously. Okay, we'll take a short break. We're back for the 4th right after this. You're watching Sky Racing on a Monday. Upton at 6:20. Let's head back to Craig for the 4th.
Job, the apprentice rider, and he certainly can go close here with the apprentice claim. Does claim a few kilos. Now they're set to go, red light on. The ready mix class 2, field of 8, stand well. Starter happy with them, red light on. Chig Widden the inside. Spin Dusty stands up well with Milestones. They're set and racing. He caught him in a pretty good line. Chig Widden the inside, ridden for early speed. Saratoga Boy, Spin Dusty, both away nicely. And here comes a bit of pace out wide in the form of Flying Cape, heading up towards the lead, and the red-faced Rat's also on the improve, and Baran's also close handy, working to the back. Spin Dusty goes back to midfield from Milestones, and getting back to the tail was Upton, working to the 1,000-metre mark, and Flying Cape taking over for Hallam, gets away a length in front of Chig Widden. Saratoga Boy shuffled back to 3rd now, Baran getting around the outside of him, and the red-faced Rat's out 4 wide going down the back. A couple then back to Milestones, Spin Dusty, and last of all Upton, but he's only about 6 off the lead. As the leader is Flying Cape at the 700-metre mark, travelling well. Hallam's got a good hold, a length in front of Chig Widden, who has the inside advantage. A length back to Baran, who's been pretty wide throughout. Saratoga Boy close handy 4th down the side. Milestone saving ground to be 5th, approaching the turn, and then Spin Dusty, the red-faced Rat, gone, and Upton last and going wide. At the 400-metre mark, Chig Widden, aided by the insides, been able to go up and join Flying Cape before the turn. Baran 3 up, makes a claim, and then they're under pressure behind it. Milestone's getting out and starting to run on fairly in the white cap, and then Saratoga Boy and Spin Dusty, but down towards the 200-metre mark, and Timmy Norton shook up the big chestnut Chig Widden, and he moved away. Milestone's got to a clear second. Spin Dusty, Flying Cape gone from Baran.